Oh
my
man,
gosh.
what a week! What a week!
So, it's a crazy one for me. So,
Oh yeah, what's going
yeah.
on?
Oh,
Tell
well,
me.
we're getting back to the swing of things. School is starting.
Oh,
So,
that's right. Your daughter's a college student now, right?
college student, yeah. So her first day of orientation, honors college orientation is today, and this is my second day of um, I guess it's like the faculty. They call it symposium, but that's like a terrible name for it because you know what symposium means.
No.
Oh, come on, you know Greek.
Symposium. It's isn't it like a collaborative thing?
All right, so sim, right? That's going to be
Yep.
something that's done together, right,
Yep.
or alongside, and then think of the root word for potable,
Okay. Potable.
which is this water is
Right.
non-potable.
Not
That
drinkable.
means
Can't drink it.
not drinkable. Symposium is we drink together.
Oh, I've been having
Drink together.
symposiums
Yeah.
my whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know what they were called. So at a formerly Baptist, now mere Christian university, and they call it a symposium. When it was Baptist school, it's just kind of like a bad joke. Or like, I don't know, there's no drinking. There's
But
no
now
drinking
you're just
together.
Christians. Now you can
Um,
drink.
now you're just Christian, and so it's like, hey, there's plenty of Christian denominations. Where's the wine and cheese platter after we get finished for the day? But no, it's not that kind of symposium.
You guys just aren't those kind of Christians, man.
No. It's just now it's just mislabeled.
Symposium. We drink together. I love that, man. I love that. I'll be using that.
Drinking party.
Yep.
It's a drinking party, literally. So yeah. So today, I actually got to present at one of the sessions and then lead a student panel. So that was a lot of fun. And your voice cut out again. Oh no. No, can you hear me? Brother, can you hear me?
Movie.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Dude, I was telling somebody that story actually, because I love karaoke. People watch this know I love to get up and sing karaoke, and you do not. And so, but I was telling the story about how I got you up to sing karaoke that one time. One time.
A whole new world.
Yeah, that's right. You were like, well, I'll do a Disney show tune if you will. And I think you were gambling that I would say no, but I was like, yeah, let's go.
No, see, that's the thing. I always feel like my voice sounds kind of ridiculous when I sing.
We all do, man.
So it's like, well, if it's right, but I'm saying if it's a ridiculous thing to sing a Disney show tune,
yeah, ridiculous song, ridiculous voice,
then yeah. So like the ridiculousness is baked in. If it's like, oh no, you have to sing my way, and then like, no, I'm out. Like first of all, I don't want to get stabbed, and then second, no.
That's funny. Well, so what is on the what's on the docket today, man? What do we got?
Oh, I don't know. Over the last week, there's just been like a whole flurry of stuff. Maybe the war in Ukraine is going to come to an end. Maybe. That one seems there was that meeting at the White House where basically all of NATO, big European heads are all gathered. There's these pictures of Trump behind the Oval Office and everybody else like sitting in front of him like they've just been summoned to the principal's office. I was
laughing so hard at some of those visuals, man. And the one that you sent me was just freaking priceless, man.
It looks
like,
so
oh my gosh, these guys, I can't even pretend to be having a good time,
No, they got it's like just wait till dad gets back home kind of look on their face.
You had sent me this picture, and I want to see if I can share it up here because it made me laugh so hard. You're like, what do you notice about this? Mm-hmm. And the Italian prime minister on the left, I think, is my favorite one. She's just sitting down in her chair like this, like all slouched around, like this is all
not
crap,
not a good day. Not a good day. No, but I mean, look at the optics, right? They're just all lined up and like, okay, what are we supposed to do?
What
now?
I want to know is what are these things here on his desk? See these little, they look like cigar boxes or something. They're all engraved.
Yes, so engraved with it, I believe. Well, no, there's not the pin box because the pin box with his fancy presidential Trump Sharpies are up there to the right.
I heard he got gold Sharpies
Well,
that he'd give us out for POTUS.
well, so the story is, and this is great. Like the Cross had forever been
Right, cross
the
pen.
manufacturer for presidential pens, and so they gave him one. And he's just like, I don't like it, and it just doesn't feel right in my hand, And I think they probably handed him a fountain pen or something. It's like, what? I don't know. Thank you. And so he was signing something, and the pen failed on him, and so he grabbed a Sharpie, which is on his desk. He always has Sharpies on, and signs it with that. And he's like, I kind of like this. And so he calls up the CEO of whichever, I forget which company owns Sharpie, and asks if he could have some made for him. So it's like the Sharpie marker, but according to the story, he says, make it look rich.
Make it look rich.
So they sent him these jet black, I think they're retractable Sharpies, but they're thicker than normal, like a big body, and they have his signature in gold on the side. So that's yeah. There's if you go onto eBay, there's usually someone trying to sell one or two, but I haven't tried to acquire one. That'd be a really hilarious souvenir to have from the White House.
A Trump Sharpie, a gold Sharpie.
Sharpie. Yeah.
Give me a roll of Trump toilet paper. They were laughing earlier. I was looking at, I was like, okay, so when we think about topics for the day, right? So we got Russia, we got Putin's visit to Alaska, we got the summit here with Zelensky. You got the renaming of MSNBC to MS Now.
Oh, it's the MS
I'm like,
Now,
man,
right?
You guys just
Democracy Now.
You got
the War and Peace Report.
The Democrats in the Texas legislature now refusing. They were supposed to leave under police escort or something like that, and now they're refusing to leave. Like, now we're just going to camp out in here. I think that's still going on. So I don't know what's.
Well, it started with one of them. So the police escort, they had to sign out in order to leave, and then basically DPS would drive them everywhere to make sure they only went where they're supposed to. And one of the representatives, I can't think of her name, just refused. Like, I'm not going to sign that. I don't. And so they locked her in. She's locked in. So I don't know. I mean,
Nicole Collier.
Something tells me seems like it should be illegal, right? Like, you can't lock someone in a room. She's not under arrest. She's not arrested. So is this like a kidnapping of some kind? Like, if I lock someone in a room, like, you can't leave. You can't leave until you sign this.
Involuntary, whatever,
Yeah, and there's something about it that seems to me like she would have a nice legal case
if she wanted to. Well, I'm sure. I mean, dude, I'm sure.
I don't know.
They got smart people. Maybe they can get some attorneys to sue these guys. Let's turn it into even more of a circus.
Well, I think I'm still not sure who the circus benefits more. I think both sides think that they're benefiting from the circus. Yeah. But I can't tell. I don't have a real feel for it. Do you have a feel for who it's?
I think the entire thing. I mean, in the state, I think it benefits Republicans. I don't know what it does nationally, but I mean, within the state, I mean, even
like, look at these stupid Democrats, a bunch of wusses.
Because Democrats are a minority, and like I think they reached their high watermark maybe pre-pandemic. They've been kind of receding in the state.
Do you think it would do anything to, because Texas for state elections has a pretty low turnout rate. I think it's below 40%.
I don't know.
Is that something like that? It's very low. Do you think there's a chance that it galvanizes Democrat support, and they're like, they're imprisoning our, or whatever, our politicians? Like, We got to vote
Yeah,
harder.
so
You know?
2018 is the last. Well, no, actually, let's see here. So in 2018, you had 46%. So that was the high water mark. 46%.
Okay.
2022 midterms was down, but only down to 45.7. I mean, it only lost
Okay.
0.6%.
Less than half.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of voters out there that
Well,
are just
but they
not.
also are higher. So yeah, 45.7% of registered voters cast their ballots. However, the overall turnout rate of eligible voters was 41%, which is below the average. So I mean, Texas, it's kind of weird too, because you figure, dude, I heard something so great today actually about Texas counties, that there's a few Texas counties around the state where the population is so low that if you let's say you and me and a couple other, let's say we get 20 of our friends to
Okay.
change our residency to that county, then we could hold an election in that county and elect ourselves, basically like the judge and the whatever, the three positions. There's three positions that you need, and when you get those three positions, then you can allocate the county funds. And so you could say, hey, every resident of this county gets a X number of dollars or whatever. One of my buddies has turned me onto this podcast, and just crazy business idea podcast. And this guy was like, there's a few states where you can pull this off, and Texas is one of them. And I was like, I need to look into that. That's I got 20 friends.
Yeah. Let's go move there. Or we could pull a Paxton and just declare a residence there.
Well, that's exactly.
Yeah. You don't even actually live there. You just have an address and say that's your primary address.
That's my primary address. That's right.
It's like that's a post office. That's a post boxes plus location. You're like, that's where I live,
dude. If it's good enough for the AG, if it's good enough for the AG, it's good enough for me. That's what I say.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to be a good Republican, man. I don't know what to say.
Right. Then
cool.
There's the story about the judges that I sent you guys. I don't know if you had a chance to read that.
The judges.
Yeah. So basically, Trump
with the U.S. attorney thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a real story.
You don't think that's a real story? Okay.
No, so this is the one where the U.S. attorney's office, they're supposed to be, or I don't even know, is it constitutionally they're required to be confirmed by the Senate, or is it customarily confirmed by the Senate? I think it's customarily confirmed by the Senate. And then there's some processes in place. If he doesn't, they have to be an interim, and there's like a certain number of days they're allowed in there.
No, they're doing it all by the book,
right?
But they're using these loopholes that are not intended to be used that way. I mean, they're intended to be like, all of these recess appointment type things are like, hey, in the odd chance that this comes up and you're in the middle of a recess or something like that, then here's what the executive can do. And it's a temporary thing. It's like an acting XYZ, whatever. And both sides have kind of exploited this loophole more and more over the years. So I'm not laying at anybody's feet, but this administration, and I'm saying Trump 2.0, like they have been unbelievably aggressive at, and I think just because they had this team in the interim during the Biden term that literally was just going through and
just looking at every law, like there's got to be something in here we can use.
What are the pressure points, and they came in armed and dangerous, and the thing is that the things that they're doing or trying have never been done before, like this one. This is not at this scale, is never, and you always like to make fun, unprecedented, blah blah blah. It's like, but once it's done, then that's the new bar.
Yeah, part of the playbook.
Part of the playbook. And so I'm just and I was telling a Republican buddy of mine recently, I was like, they're going to, I mean, y'all are gonna like, you better pray that Democrats never get power again, because like they're going to be ramming through. I mean, that you've shown them how, you've shown them all this stuff. It's like, on the other hand, hey, the purpose of power is to use it. So, I mean, they've got it, they're using it. So if you're a fan of the agenda, then, you love it. If you're not a fan of the agenda, you hate it. It's just, my only point is that at some point it's conceivable that people who you're not a fan of their agenda are going to be in charge. And then, you're going to wish these guardrails were back in place,
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the reason that it hadn't been used before is because we've dealt with so many years of that, what do people call it? Um, oh gosh, my brain is shot today. The bipartisan consensus, what some people would refer to as like the deep state or whatever. And it's like, well, if you've got a bunch of functionaries that are just doing their thing, the bureaucracy more or less runs itself. We switch people out at the top, but we got to make sure to sort of insulate the day-to-day workings from the elected officials because they're terrible, It's like that. What was that show? The one with Carrie Russell in it, where she's
the diplomat.
The diplomat, yeah. And they're just like, anytime an elected official shows up, it's just chaotic, and they mess up everything, and you're like, we got to keep diplomacy safe from elected officials,
from these people,
yeah. And so it's like, okay, if you're part of that, then you don't need to use any of these tools.
There's an even better pop culture reference, which is there's an old Eddie Murphy movie, The Distinguished Gentleman. If you haven't seen that,
I have not seen it.
You got to go watch it, man. It is just great. He's got a. I'm trying to remember the premise. It's been years since I've seen it, but the premise is that he's got the same name as the guy who was in office before, but the guy who was in office before died. He was like a white dude, an old senator guy, right? And he dies, but this guy has the same exact name, and so they're like, we'll run you. And, and nobody, because most people don't even pay attention, so they'll go and they'll recognize the name and they'll, okay, cool. And they'll vote for you. And then you go in and then you just do what we tell you to do, because he's like, what do I know about, and
you don't have to know anything.
Don't worry about it. We got it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, dude, it's hysterical.
I got to see it. Oh, looks like Mr. Brewster just pointed out Netflix greenlit a 3rd and 4th season Diplomat. So we'll get more of that style kind of. Well, and thinking about the Biden years, if you really consider like zooming out and think of the Biden years as really the years of autonomous bureaucracy, like we elected the dog as the president, like the dog as the mayor, because we don't need one. You don't need.
I mean, I part company with you, man, on that. I always I met Joe Biden a couple times, and when I was living in DC, and I mean, I didn't agree with lots of his policy initiatives or lack of them. But
when were you living in DC?
So, but I met him when he was much younger. So
there you go. Yeah. So the younger Joe Biden, even the Obama era Joe Biden, I think would have been a very different president. But the Joe Biden that we got was the autonomous bureaucracy president.
No, I met him during the Bush year. I was there, and I want to say like.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he was
05, 06.
Vital, powerful speaker.
He was like head of the Foreign Relations Committee at the time. Yeah.
That Biden, totally different Biden. I mean, I don't want to separate. I don't want to, take anything away from that.
I got to tell you, man. I mean, like the stuff that's just been coming out, and you're just like, man, were you guys corrupt? And on the other hand, it's like this administration, the Trump administration. I mean, it's got to be the most corrupt in history. I mean, like,
you think so?
Oh, I don't even. Dude, even Ann Coulter, who's like, I mean,
worse than Andrew Johnson's presidency.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna almost have to say, dude, you look at first of all of these deals that they're cutting, like all the deals for all the stuff that they did in Dubai and the UAE and all this stuff, like he had all his people, including like the family business, the Kirchner people, or Kushner, whatever. They were all pigs at the trough there. The meme coin. I mean, that never would have flown. I mean, like
the meme coin.
The
meme coins for fun.
Yeah, but it's still massively corrupt, and it's also like, I mean, dude, if a Democrat was doing that again, Republicans would rightly be pointing out that, this is a way to basically buy influence off book you're literally, you hand over millions of dollars to literally directly to Trump.
Okay, so just so you know, if our next president is a Democrat, well, let's say it's Gavin Newsom, or
New
no,
scum.
it's going to be what's her name from Georgia?
Oh yeah. What's her name? Stacey something.
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams for president.
Well, dude, they're all going to have meme coins now.
You heard it first. If she comes out with a meme coin as president, and I was like, has got her face on it, whatever, I will not complain.
Well, dude, no, it's not just president. Now, basically, what they've done is they've opened the door. One of my biggest complaints, has been the amount of money in politics and the fact that all the elected officials are basically bought and paid for by special interests, individual powerful people, et cetera. Yeah. Well, this is if you have a problem with that philosophically, how can you not have a problem with, basically just an open here, because that's none of that stuff's even trackable at all, at all. Yeah. So it's just it's ridiculous. We went from in 2015 when he was 2016. I'm going to put my business in a blind trust, and I get that these are conflicts. Nobody even cares this time. It's just because screw the libs, we know that you guys are. When the stakeholders are at the summits with the world leader, dude, at some point you got to be like, okay, we have a problem with Hunter Biden and Burisma. This is a scandal. Give me a break. If that's a scandal, then what you guys are doing is so. Well, on the other hand, nobody seems to care. So it's okay, well, Republicans certainly don't care. Democrats have not been able to get any traction with any of these stories. So, at some point, you just got to go, okay, well, I guess emoluments and, profiting and personal, and the intertwining your business. And we got, it's on, hey, look at the left. You got Nancy Pelosi's, insider trading and all this stuff. Nobody cares. In fact, it's good. How do I get in on that? So
it's like the Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. It's just right. Hey, whenever she buys something, you buy. When she sells something, you sell. You'll do better than the average.
Not just better. They're having 70% returns. It's ridiculous.
Well, so here's I agree with you. I would just back it up further and say that what we really need to solve, if we're going to solve the money in politics thing, is we can't solve it on the supply side, because there's always going to be some way to profit off of your office. And I think that one of the classic examples of this, if you look at
you see Robbie's comment.
Yeah,
Robbie, give me a break.
No, that's not what it is.
A break. Yeah. Dude, even Mike Johnson, when he came out and said what he said 2 or 3 weeks ago, because they were saying, well, the whole insider trading stuff, and he's like, no, congressmen, they need the ability to trade because we get paid so little, so we have to supplement our income. It's I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah. No, that's it's kind of like if you're a police officer, you don't get paid anything, and the guys want to give you extra money to not patrol a particular area for 30 minutes.
You got to do what you got to do. You got to feed your family. My kids got to go to college too.
Yeah, kids need braces, dude. Yeah. Anyway,
Elliot Ness is rolling over in his grave somewhere.
Well, you had the same issue in the Soviet Union, where everyone's supposed to be equal, and comrade commissar here we're all comrades, we're all the thing, and yet somehow or another they became fantastically wealthy, and you try to figure out how is that possible. Well, it happens because especially in a command economy like that, that person is able to pick the winners and losers in that economy. And if they want that, if they say so, that factory succeeds regardless of the market conditions, because there is no market conditions, or they are, but they're heavily suppressed. And if that other factory that would have been successful, they decide they don't like it, then it goes under. And so that job is so valuable to everybody else that it becomes basically a magnet for corruption. So the United States is in the same position right now. And there's so many different ways that this is the case, but like just pick one, and that would be for EV credits. I mean, just one out of millions. Like there will be stocks that rise and fall by billions of dollars over the size and duration and the difficulty of attaining an EV tax credit. And so whoever has the ability to turn that on or off or set the rules for it, those decisions are worth billions of dollars. And there are going to be ways to give them a piece of the pie. And no politician, no one that gets into that office will be clean enough, their hands will be clean enough to be able to turn down some of it, especially if some of it is done legally, whether that's through lobbying.
Oh, just get your wife to do it,
Yeah, get a family member, or it's like, well, just put my kid on the board of your company, or give this buy his artwork,
right?
Yeah. So what I think the issue is that the government is too powerful. So if it's like we just don't have the ability to hand out EV credits, it's not enumerated in the Constitution. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Then it's like, well, then the demand side would drop by an incredible amount. But the thing is that everybody that's in there, everybody that would be in charge of scaling back the power of the government are the ones that are currently profiting off of
right. It gets zero incentive, man. Yeah.
Right. So that's not going to happen. That's going to require like a Bastille moment in order to get that to happen. But
it's the same thing. It goes back to the whole argument about term limits, and it's like, the standard, overwhelmingly, the American public wants term limits, overwhelmingly.
People get in there too long.
It's just overwhelmingly, like every poll, it's in the 70s, 80s, and the people against it are the people that are in office and the people, and all the consultant class and whatever else. I mean, I was watching this this new podcast. It's a couple of veteran reporters, and they do like a morning rundown, and kind of like the way the press pool would do it. It's a cool show. But anyway, they were talking about this, and unanimously they're like, oh, term limits, terrible idea. Here's why, and the guy running the podcast, who's also a veteran reporter, is like, listen, we're all in agreement on this, and at the same time, like, overwhelmingly, the people are saying they want something different, and so eventually, like, this is going to happen, which no. I disagreed with him, because I'm like, dude, I mean, the majority of the country wants a lot of things, and I wouldn't go down a whole. There's a whole list of 70%, 80% things that are never going to get enacted, So
it's one of the pitfalls of representative government.
How can you even call it representative government? It represents the people who have paid for their representatives.
Okay, sorry. So it's one of the limitations. It's one of the limitations of a non-direct democracy. If you have a mediated democracy, you vote for the people who then vote for the rules.
That's not true. I mean, if you have a structure, like, just imagine in a parallel universe, a structure exactly the same as ours, but with no money in politics. Like, there is no money. There's
it would happen tomorrow.
No, it wouldn't.
No, I'm saying the money would flood in immediately because the decisions they make are too valuable.
I'm saying if it was illegal to
there. No, that's what I'm saying. Is there would be ways.
Life finds a way.
Right. There'd be
life.
Yeah. Well,
this is learned anything from Jurassic Park. Money finds a way.
Yeah. Greed finds a way. Envy finds a way. So once you go down this road, once you make it possible for the government to pick the winners and losers, then you can never turn this back.
Okay.
Because that's just going to accelerate. We need to find more and more ways to do it, and we need to find more and more clever ways to be paid for doing that.
So follow your train of thought. So like this. Yeah. This administration. This is the strongest executive that we've possibly ever seen in our lifetime. He's basically seized all these powers that don't really belong to him in the Constitution, but because of the laws that Congress has passed, abrogating their power and basically saying, oh, in case of emergency, you can do it, right? okay, then I'll just declare an emergency in all these places, and now I have all this power, because somebody was asking me this a few months ago. They're like, I don't understand how can he just like set arbitrary tariffs? Oh, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm going to slap this down. Like
it's an emergency.
That's because it's an emergency. It's an emergency, and I'm like, well, what's the emergency? But whatever, so it's
fentanyl, man. Fentanyl is the emergency.
Fentanyl. So like, okay, well that tariff has nothing to do with fentanyl, but no, it's okay. It's under the emergency power. So once we declared an emergency, that every decision we make doesn't have to be relative to that.
Well, if you had enough people to vote that it's not an emergency, then the emergency would end.
Well, and again, like it's
they don't want to do that.
Well, so here you have one man basically picking the winners and losers.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, just wake up and go, this is what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And you've never seen the reason. It's like, wow, how are they able to get so much done in such a short amount of time? He's a great president. It's like, dude, he's basically, he seized powers that no other president has ever utilized because these emergencies.
Not seized, used.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Biden could have done it. Obama could have done it. Just never occurred to them. It was there.
Well, you could, whatever. We could throw in all kinds of, you like, oh no, use this word instead of that word. It's like,
okay. Well, seize makes it sound like a usurpation. Like if he walked up to the Supreme Court and arrested all of them.
It is a usurpation.
Like, I'm the Supreme Court now. That would be seizing power.
It is a usurpation, Russ, because that's not a real emergency. I mean, none of these things are legit emergencies.
Well,
the only thing that could possibly called a legit emergency was the invasion at the border, which they used a law about how if a foreign government was invading us, which was put in place because thinking about during the Mexican-American War and all this, what if Mexico invades? Well, then it's an emergency and the president can do this.
Yeah.
These are
Eric,
these are self-inflicted wounds that we did to ourselves. So it's not an emergency in that sense.
You're talking about emergency like there's some sort of stable definition for it out there. Like, we would all agree. Now, if there was something like a alien invasion, flying saucers popped up and it was like, we're going to eradicate you in 30 days. I think we would all agree that it was an emergency, but there are other things that are matters of interpretation. And so then you might say, well, the law should say who gets to decide what the emergency is. And it does. And so who gets to the person that was duly appointed as the emergency decider in the law that everybody passed decided that it was an emergency.
I'm just hearing echoes of George Bush in my head. I'm the decider. I decide.
Well, if you've been given that authority by Congress, signed into law by your predecessors, I don't know what the problem is.
Right.
They gave you the authority.
Right. There is no problem. Nothing to see here.
There is a problem in terms of governance. But again, you said seize power. That's MS Now talk. We can't.
MS Now.
We can't have that kind of talk on the podcast, right?
We could. I'm surprised they didn't rename it MS-13 instead of MS.
MS-13.
It's very, very close.
We're all doing acid on the.
We should name our podcast MS Not Yet.
MS Never.
MS Never. MS No.
What was the MS originally for? Was it
Microsoft?
So just like CNBC. This is Microsoft NBC.
Microsoft NBC, MSNBC. That was a joint venture. I don't know. Why would you keep the MS? I don't understand that.
What happened? Did they back out of that at some point? I don't even remember how that started.
Why did they pick the name MS Now?
Because now it's like Microsoft Now. Is Microsoft even affiliated with it anymore?
Right.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. Corporate spinoff. Oh, MS Now stands for My Source News Opinion World.
My Source News Opinion
World.
My Source News Opinion World. So what
it is good that they used the word opinion in there.
Oh, it's part of MSN. So MSN, NBC, MSNBC. Okay. That explains a lot. Then I'd always wondered, like, surely it's not Microsoft. Like, what do they have to do with cable news? But now we know. Mr. Brewster helped us out. There we go.
There's Robbie's explanation. Robbie, we love you, man.
You're a live
be on
fact
here
checker.
literally every week to fact check us.
No, but I'll tell you. You know, we talk about we've talked about playbook stuff a lot over the last 12 years. You know, about just adding to the playbook things that are now possible, things that no one would have thought of doing that before, but now they have, and so now it's something that can be done. And so,
what's your over under on when will we ever exit a state of emergency?
a state of emergency?
Yeah. What other areas of the government can we declare emergencies in, and when do you think we would ever exit the state of emergency? Like Trump certainly is under no one said. Why would he ever say the emergency's been handled? He's not going to. And whoever comes in next, there's no incentive on either side. Zero incentive. So like, we'll just constantly have a state of emergency would be my prediction.
So there's actually a handy dandy list on Wikipedia, which is so this is I think as current as May, I think. But this is the list of national emergencies in the United States. Some of them have ended. Some of them have to do with like World War One, for example.
World War One, very current.
Yeah. So that one has ended. A current one of the oldest current ones is November 14, 1979. So that has to do with blocking Iranian government property as a response to the hostage crisis. That is still current. There is a current one started by Clinton. Proliferation of WMD provides for control over the export of weapons, combined two previous national emergencies. So that one still in effect. You'd think Congress would be able to do something about that, but no, that one is part of the emergency.
Why end it? You know,
another Clinton one, blocking assets and prohibiting transaction with significant narcotics traffickers. This is a response to Colombian drug cartels that started in '95, still going on. Anchorage and movement of vessels, also by Clinton in 1996. National emergency for the authority relating to the regulation of anchorage. Another current one from Clinton for blocking the Sudanese government on something. A Bush one, blocking property of persons who threaten international stabilization efforts in the Western Balkans. So it's going to be some Macedonian something there. Export controls in 2001 still going on. Man, I mean, there's a ton. I mean, probably the list of current emergencies. There's probably dozens. Maybe
here's your list from Wikipedia. These are the current ones. So you got these have all ended, and then you got some current ones. Let's see, what's the oldest current one? The oldest current one was declared in 1979. Oh, that's on Iran.
Here's an example of one. So here's an Obama one, and I'm not holding Obama out as anything. Like this is normal, right? This is from May 16 of 2012.
How many of these are sanctions?
It's done by executive order, and this is blocking property of persons threatening the peace, security, or stability of Yemen. So this is, I mean, we're still dealing with Yemeni stuff. But you look at that and you're like, is that an emergency?
Sure.
Right? Like the way you and I would be like, this doesn't sound like it sounds like something that you thought needed to be done. I got that. And I might even agree with you. I might feel like, yeah, screw those guys. Like, no property for you. We're blocking everything. But how is this an emergency? It was like, well, emergency is just whatever the dude says it is, you know? And I mean, it can be all sorts of different things. So there you go. There's still some from the first Trump administration.
Robbie, drop that link to me in Facebook Messenger. I'll pull it up over here. I can't access it where you dropped it, but yeah, I guess bottom line is, look, bottom line is, like, without getting into the nitty gritty of all these different things, is I think the question that we should all maybe potentially engage with is, how comfortable are we with the executive accruing more and more power to itself, and the representative body basically abdicating, whatever word you want to call it, assigning, delegating, Mr. Vocabulary over there, more and more of their powers away, right?
I got to use my fancy degrees for something.
So you have the representative part of government basically giving away a lot of their power, the executive hoovering that power up, and the judiciary really not in a position to defend against any of this, or even, I mean, that was what this non-story that you were talking about where Trump is ramming through different judges and prosecutors, et cetera, that are loyal to him and willing to do his type of lawfare on his enemies. It's basically taking over the judiciary as well. So it's like, at what point do you start getting perhaps a little less comfortable with the arrangement as it currently stands? Or do you think, hey, it's all legal, it's all being done by the book, so there's no problem, That's my question for you.
For me, so we passed the stage where I'm comfortable a long time ago. We passed the stage where I was comfortable back before 2001. And when some of the emergency powers that were present in the Patriot Act, I was on record at the time saying, this is despotism. It doesn't matter what was done to us. There's nothing left to, like, if we put this into place, land of the free just kind of goes out the window. It's like,
what was that point specifically for you?
So that was the Patriot Act.
Oh, the Patriot Act.
So I think the Patriot Act, for sure, like, there was no doubt in my mind at that point we had crossed over to where I'm no longer comfortable with the autocratic nature of the federal government. But before that, I was also sort of weirded out by some of the things. But that one was the point where I was like, no, that's it. So it's like, I've been uncomfortable with this for 24 years. So now it's like, oh my gosh, look what's happening. The president is using this power that we've never seen before. It's like, this is authoritarianism. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's been authoritarianism now for 20 years. You just didn't notice because we were out getting the terrorists.
The terrorists. We
got Saddam's got nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons, And it's like, was there a declaration of war on that? No. Did we invade a country without a declaration of war? Yes, we did. Right? Like, how is no one else bother? Everyone was happy.
You got to watch this. This is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, we must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you.
Now watch me hit this drive.
Now watch this drive.
Dude, the sooner that you just get right with that, you're in a reality TV show. This is all a simulation. None of this could possibly be real life. The happier you're going to be.
Yeah.
This video game needs a reboot, man. This is out of control.
People talk about like, oh, such and such kind of radicalized me. It's like, you sort of open your eyes and see what's around you. For me, that was the Patriot Act. And so I just see a lot of continuity with where we are now and putting that through. And like, you can just connect the dots, like, oh, there's just more. And we're all basically now not even citizens. It's more like we're subjects of the federal government that is run by who knows who, and right now has a sort of crazy person at the top. Hopefully crazy like a fox. Hopefully the craziness benefits people.
Maybe.
But then I don't see a difference in kind. I just see an escalation. And so I'm assuming that the next president will escalate it further. I don't see why
Why
not.
would they not?
I think the
Dude,
people that are looking
again, why would they not?
we just got to get rid of Trump. As soon as
I'm
he's
not.
gone,
not.
we just got to wait it out.
I didn't say that. I just said
no. The people that do, and they're thinking like he's an aberration, or something, and then we're going to get a good person in there in place to fix things or put things back. Make it more normal. It's like,
have you heard of this? Have you heard of this film? So this just got recommended to me the other day. I haven't seen it yet, but it's all about this. The sovereign citizen movement or whatever.
Oh yeah. Where people are like, the government does. I'm not subject to any laws.
Yeah, like exactly. Like they go back and one of the biggest ones that people may have heard of is that the income tax law of 1918 or whatever is completely illegal and because of how they worded the law, as long as you take a stand on this and this and this, like that, it can't be costly overturned in court, and you never need to pay taxes. This somebody had sent me a link on this years ago, but it looks like an interesting premise. So it follows a sovereign citizen belief system, anti-establishment worldview rooted in distrust of government authority. I'm like, well, if that's all that's required, maybe I'm a part of this and didn't even know about it. As the father-son pair travel across the country delivering self-taught legal seminars and pushing back against systems they believe have failed them, their journey brings them into conflict with this police chief, Dennis Quaid. Yeah. I like Dennis Quaid. I'll probably watch it. So
that should be interesting. I need to see that. That sounds like the kind of thing I'd like.
At
least as an exploration,
Well, you know what they say: the number one threat that we face as American citizens is the risk of homegrown domestic right-wing extremism. So, yeah,
that makes perfect sense. That's the thing that we're most in danger of. Those right-wing supremacists, they're out there like, murdering people, and they're doing all sorts of stuff, man.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Somebody was saying the other day, I can't remember what I was
breaking windows.
I was watching something, and they were talking about crime waves. I think it was on MSNBC before they changed the name.
MS Now.
MS Now. All I can think is MS-13 now. It's just
think I immediately thought of the Rage Against the Machine song, the Vietnam.
Oh, that's a great song.
Right?
That band is awesome. If you disagree, post a 2 in the comments, but unsubscribe because I love them. But they were talking about how, during all the stuff in the 2020 and, just the rise of like urban crime and whatnot. It's like, we just need to understand the motivations of these people. It's just because, like, obviously, like if you don't have enough food, you're going to be driven to, you got to feed your family, et cetera. And all this, that's the whole logic around, like, oh, let's raise the price value of like what we're gonna, if what you stole wasn't $1,000 or more, then we're not going to prosecute, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I was like, so weird that they, don't do that for like, the right wing, criminals. It's like, if only we understood the motivations of these, KKK members, maybe they would have been a little nicer to. It was probably just some like psychological thing about, education, and
they felt alienated from society,
and uncomfortable with the changes around them.
Yeah, like every time you turn on the television, you see an ad with an interracial couple, and it's like eventually you just go crazy,
Yeah, we got to understand where these people are coming from.
Yeah. Like no one says that.
Actually, I don't. No. You're just a jerk.
Those people are terrible, right? This is another one. When I talked last time, we probably lost every viewer we ever would have had on like society's lost its will to live kind of stuff. I think another sign of that is when you don't want to punish your criminals. You're like, I think that's usually a sign that you're done. Like, I don't know.
I don't. It's not even. It's so funny. I was having a conversation with Brooks the other day. My son. He just he gets excited, and he's got probably ADD the same way I do. He just has a hard time focusing and staying tuned in. And I'm like, listen, man, I don't want you to be in trouble. I don't want to even put you in trouble. I just want you to stop doing that. Whatever that was, right? Like I just that's all I want. I just want you to stop doing that. That's it. Like, I mean, I could tell it to you in English. If English isn't working, then I can speak the language of pain. I mean, like we can do whatever, but I need to get my message across that that's got to stop, right? I'm not even like about like, punishing people. It's just, look, you just got to knock that shit off, man. Like, that's just got to stop.
But I'll tell you though, there's a, like if you think historically, like there was a kind of joy that used to accompany the punishment of criminals.
Oh yeah, when you put them in the stockade, for example.
Put them in the stockade, and people throw stuff or hurl insults at them for 6 hours or whatever, or like the public execution thing. The whole town would turn out, there'd be cheering, and it's like, yeah, this person broke our laws. This person destroyed our peace. Like what should we do? It's like, let's be cruel to them, and everyone's like, yes, this is amazing. Thank you.
It's like all the white blood cells in the body, coagulating around, like
we're gonna like kill this thing and like love every minute of it, and now it's kind of like, oh, this person broke our laws, and it's like, oh, poor thing, like that's so sad, and you're like, that's usually a sign that your society is, like I said, lost the will to live. If you're not like, they broke our laws, they deserve punishment. So I'm like, sorry.
Well, it's weird having I don't know if it's weird, but did you hear the NATO guy, the head of NATO, actually referred to Trump as daddy? I don't know if you saw this.
I did see this. Yeah.
It was like, oh,
daddy's home or something.
Daddy's home. It's like, I just remember, growing up, we'd get in trouble with mom. Mom was like, kind of policing the situation during the day, and then
best she could with us.
But if it got out of control, it was like, oh, just wait till your father comes home. It's like, oh, I know what that means. That's gonna be painful. It's like, daddy's home. Like that stuff is over. Dad's back home, right?
All the shenanigans that come to an
shenanigans are
end.
over.
Yeah,
it's like, well, sometimes and the thing is that, like, and I've pointed this out, it's like multiple times. It's like, yeah, but when your society gets to the point where it needs a daddy to, like, that's never a good thing. Like, I mean, historically, the Julius Caesars or the Mussolinis or whoever, I mean, just pick a person. It's like, oh yeah.
Why don't you pick 2 Italians? But that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, because I like the Italians, But they have fun while they're being, because they're more, Machiavelli, man. Although I don't know, Stalin was a good one too, though. I mean, he was. Nobody messed with Papa Joe, man. Nobody messed with Papa Joe.
Dude did not seem like he enjoyed power. Like you watch the speeches of Khrushchev, and you can tell he's loving this. He's like, I'm in charge of this whole thing. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell this speech. I'm going to put all these peasant metaphors. Everyone's like, huh, what is he talking about? It's like,
dude, if you listen to some Khrushchev speeches, those are good speeches.
He's great.
I agree. Those are good.
Stalin, like, grim,
Mussolini too, man. Mussolini too.
Oh yeah. Well, Mussolini also had the good facial expressions.
Il Duce. So all these great nicknames too, right? El Duce and Papa Joe and
As Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. Are you sure?
Yeah, go look at the wartime propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uncle Joe.
We got
Uncle Joe, Uncle Sam. So 2 uncles. Which uncle do you like better?
Sam.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe, when he would give a speech, would have executed the first person who stopped clapping. So you'd have these. No, it's true. So you'd have these like 3-hour-long standing ovations, because as soon as someone stops clapping, the first person to stop clapping, they're going to get
squared
out.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a good way. That's a super popular leader, right? Like,
Yeah, really.
dearly, man, they just can't get enough of this guy. Can't get enough of this guy.
Well, so that's why. So you should look into this sometime. So one of the first things Khrushchev did when he comes into power right after Stalin's gone is he starts what he calls de-Stalinification, because
Lots of syllables.
well, everything, I'm sure in Russian it sounds much better, but it's like the everything in the government had been around Stalin himself personally. And so it's like, with dear leader gone, now what? What do we do? And he relaxed a lot of censorship rules. Like the reason that Solzhenitsyn was able to publish some of the stuff that he was before he left was because of this. And like some of the artworks that you stopped having this people's artwork, because like we gotta unstalinize ourselves here. It was that bad. Like the country is just so oppressed by this cult of personality. Maybe we'll need that. Maybe the next person that comes in, especially if it's a Republican, because Democrat you kind of expect it, but a Republican would need to sort of de-Trump America as a way of respecting his predecessor's legacy.
Like, because I know I'm not him, so that's why we're gonna
de-Trump things. Yep. It's just no more lions, no more MAGA hats. We're not doing that anymore. Got to preserve the past.
So one of the things that Ravi had sent over, the link that he sent over was I wasn't able to really use it, but this is
National Emergencies Act.
This is interesting. So 1976, it was a law designed to end all prior national emergencies and formalize the emergency powers of the president. So signed in by Ford, who was a complete tool. That's another interesting one, right? Like that guy should have been the man. I mean, football star, Midwest. Just something didn't click there, but empowers the president to activate special powers during a crisis, but imposes procedural formalities such as specifying which statutory powers are being activated and notifying Congress. The need for the law arose from concerns about the broad scope of emergency powers previously available to the executive, with a 1973 Senate investigating and identifying 470 such powers still potentially in effect, despite the end of the crises that prompted them.
Isn't that amazing? So this was intended to rein it in.
Right. Under the NEA, national emergencies automatically expire after 1 year unless the president renews them. Oh, okay.
You just renew it.
I'll just have Mark take care of that, right? Like, Mr. President, you need to sign this.
Do it.
Renew 1 more year. Yeah.
No, you don't even do it. Just auto pin it.
Oh yeah, auto pin. Yeah. Well, not this president, because he didn't believe in that. So it'll be interesting to see if
the best part is this next one. Congress can terminate an emergency declaration through a joint resolution that requires the president's signature, giving the president veto power over termination.
So crazy.
So they could override the veto with a 2/3 majority of both houses.
As of April 2025, 90 national emergencies have been declared, with 49 of them, so over half, renewed every year. The NEA limits the powers available during an emergency to the 137 specific authorities Congress has defined by law. That's interesting. What are those?
Which laws? Yeah, this one says 150.
Certain emergency authorities were exempted. Oh, you can't. So they've exempted national defense contracts
from competitive bidding.
Unbelievable. Dude,
you still have to competitively bid for them.
Yeah, this is what I mean, dude. It's just, oh man, this is crazy. Crazy. But we're all getting a lesson in civics here too. So I mean, I'm pretty sure most people are like, what?
Well, I mean,
longest content. Yeah.
So I mean, what do you think? So I've always said that the end game for all of this is some kind of, for lack of a better word, some kind of national divorce. And like my hope has always been that it's very amicable, that we're part as friends, or like, just because I can't be in the same government with those people doesn't mean that we shouldn't trade and like have tourism and like maybe even have defense compacts together and all sorts of other stuff, but having like one set of laws that govern both of us when we really don't see eye to eye on just about anything.
Dude, there's zero incentive for that. It's way easier to limit. It's just look how many people stay together, for example, marriages, et cetera, right? Because it's just financially it's too difficult, right? There's zero incentive. Who would pay? So first of all, you would have to have two brand new countries, because which one is going to get stuck with all the debt, right, that we've created, right?
Well,
so it's like, so okay, here's the United States is now these 30 states and these 20 or something else now. It's like these 20 are basically like, no, we're not paying any of that. No. So you would have to either carve it up, equal, but then you wouldn't have a reserve currency anymore. You'd have to like, okay, we're both gonna we'll operate like they do under the euro. We would just operate under the use a shared currency.
You shared currency, or you could bootstrap a new currency for yourself.
Well, I was going to say, like, in order to have a shared currency, you have to have shared policy, as the EU is finding out. So,
well, yeah, if you were going to do a fiat currency,
well, which one of the two, the right or the left? Okay, so you got the what do you call it? The socialist states and the free states, right? So whatever. So
whatever. It's not going to do that way, but fine.
I'm always reminded of that movie, The Devil's Advocate. At the very end, when he figures out that he's Satan or something, he's like, you want me to have a son? You mean the Antichrist? and Satan's like, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, those are your words. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think that the U.S. is perpetual. I do think that
no, but under what circumstances would it?
Well, so what I think it would be is a currency problem. So the very issue that you're talking about will be the one that kind of sets in motion and it may not be like a formal breakup. I mean, it might not be something where like the Confederate States like literally declare independence and there's a military border. It's like, I'm not talking about that. I mean, it could be just something as simple as pretty widespread nullification of federal laws. You wind up having like, if your currency is no longer stable, it's no longer a reserve currency, it's very hard to then enforce like legal tender laws, and like it just sort of frays at the edges until you wind up with something where one state looks across the other and sees each other really as separate countries, even though like technically you might all be part of the United States. So I mean, think about like the way the Roman Empire breaks up. I mean, you've got provinces where it's like, hey, we might look today and be like, well, Roman Empire's over. And the people living on the ground be like, what are you talking about? I served in the Roman military. We all speak Latin, like, what are you talking about? And it's like, no, it's over.
But we
look at this,
we make those declarations now in hindsight.
Right.
At the time,
right.
That was I mean,
it would have been invisible to them.
Right. They wouldn't even seen it. We've made up these names now.
Well, and I think they would have seen it. They would see it maybe like 50 years later, 100 years later, and then go back and like, oh wow, look at this. I mean, it looks like we haven't been part of Rome for a long time. We just
or more just who cares? Who cares what they're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I still have my Duke, who was the general and now is the Duke, and everything seems kind of cool. So
meet the new boss.
Why? No, it's literally the same boss.
Right.
He's
same as the old boss.
Regional governor just became the Duke of Saxony, and that's that.
Right. Right. Duke of Saxony. Yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah, I know we talked about that a lot. That national divorce idea, the whole you how would you carve it up, et cetera. But I think the more as I've toyed with that question over the past like several years, it's like I don't know that you could really. You're never going to have like some kind of like meeting where we delineate that stuff, because people enjoy lording it over the other side way too much to give up that game. It like what fun is it if we're all what you start seeing actually, and we were talking about this the other day, is actually people self-selecting themselves. Like if you look at Texas, Florida, just look at those two states, Texas and Florida. Yeah. I mean, they're Florida especially. I mean, they're just on a roll right now.
Tax haven.
It's literally. I mean, the people that live there, including one of the guys that I work with, moved from Connecticut down to.
Like I could park my money in the Caymans, or I could move to Florida.
I could just move to Florida and not have to worry about it, And it's like, and dude, I got to give it to DeSantis. I mean, he is just crushing it on
the sanctimonious.
I mean, there's so many things where I'm just like, dude, you are such a douchebag. But on the flip side, like the decisions that he's made monetarily, and in terms of like most of it, I mean, obviously, dude, he is owned like kit and caboodle by his donor base. Like they say jump, and he's like, okay. But that aside,
bread, that's fine.
That aside, like, yeah, his donors are, the business people in Florida, and I mean, like, the climate is ridiculous. The taxes are awesome. The business climate is awesome, and you get people that are just leaving New York, leaving California, leaving whatever, and that's they are picking up the so much of that migration, and so
imagine something like this, right? Imagine kind of like a law population feedback loop. Okay, so we take Texas since we're going through some of the stuff now, right? So as let's say the laws become more and more right wing, and it becomes more and more single party Republican. Okay, so never 100%, but just that's the direction that it goes. So at first, it's kind of artificial. Everyone sits around going like, well, if we've divided the lines properly, then Democrats would have more representation than they currently do, and so we yell about that stuff. But then, okay, so first it's artificial, but then the people who like the laws move in, stay. The ones that don't, I mean, you should check out. It's really wild to check out the Texas subreddit. So I know Reddit's a horrible place. It's not representative, but
I love Reddit. I'm on there all the time. Yeah.
So the Texas subreddit is, of course, like the rest of Reddit, extremely left wing. If you're a right wing person, you'll be downvoted and probably banned. You'll be mass reported. I got mass reported for something one time, which was really funny. I was like, hey, I've finally made it, But when people say like, hey, I'm thinking about taking a job in Dallas, what do you think? And almost all of the response will be like, don't come, right? The state is a hellhole. It's terrible. They talk
freedom,
but you don't have real freedom. Like their abortion rights are restricted.
Right.
There's all sorts of issues involving free speech. And I mean, they keep trying to put the 10 Commandments into public schools. And it's like, don't come. It's bad.
They do.
Their insurance setup is really crazy. You're going to wind up paying more for that. And so whatever, but a lot of them are like culturally, like, don't come. Like the only reason I'm here is I have to be as soon as I, make this milestone, or as soon as I do whatever, then I'm out. And so it's like, okay, cool. Right. So then those people leave and more of the other ones come. Right. And eventually you wind up with what was artificial becoming like the actual makeup of the state. Right. And that going on long enough in several different places. And I would say long enough, I mean like 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, you might wind up with a de facto balkanization where it's like, hey, that's the red states have their way of doing things. Blue states have their way of doing things. And, the federal government does stuff, but in the state, they kind of ignore that, right? So like federally, marijuana is illegal, but a lot of states are like,
right,
we don't care. You can do it as much as you want. And so the same kind of thing, like, oh, federally, I don't know what would be for Texas, Second Amendment stuff. Federally, machine guns are illegal. It's like in Texas, you can have one, and they'll arrest the ATF agent that tries to take it away from you.
Did you see this one?
Oh yeah. So same thing like in the blue state, there might be like, well, the federal government says such and such and such, and we just don't do that here. And so you wind up with this weird kind of patchwork. And I think eventually the tension of that becomes enough to where on the federal government side, they start turning stuff over more and more and more.
Which is where most of the stuff belongs anyway. I mean,
which is where most of it belongs anyway. So like if you take a look at what happened with
that is really the answer is for the federal government's powers to recede back to where they were designed to be in the states, and then you can kind of locate yourself wherever you feel most comfortable,
Right. And then I think you get sort of like, again, the national divorce it's like, it's not like you've moved from one country to another, but the laws are so different, and you'll have sort of these natural coalitions that happen. Where it's like, well, we all have reciprocity with each other with these states, but not those, right? You'll have that kind of thing more and more, to where really it would be like traveling. Like if you were going from Texas to New Mexico, it might really feel like going to a different country. And like you have like a traveler guide where it's like things that, we're okay in Texas, but not okay here. And if you see someone do these things, don't worry, it's fine. In New Mexico, don't call the cops. It's okay.
Okay, come here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it the birthday
say hey
girl?
to your uncle.
Hello. Hey.
Guess whose birthday it is tomorrow?
Mine? Is it the dog's birthday? Wait, whose birthday is it? But you're the dog. Oh, sorry. I couldn't see the screen. Can you get closer to the screen so I can see you? Oh, okay. You're not the dog. You're a little girl.
How old are you going to be?
8.
12.
8 years old.
15.
Can you believe that? 8.
96.
8.
8.
This is a third grader.
That's too old.
And she's been learning ninja moves, right? She's been a ninja.
Are you gonna be a ninja athlete?
Show them some of your stuff. Show them your thing. Let me move out of your way. All right, do your.
Wait, you have to move.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see it. Nice. Wait, what kind of ninja are you like training? Martial arts? Oh, I thought for a minute you were talking about those obstacle course things.
Your roundhouse kick to the face.
Not to the face. Only the target dummy.
She's got that thing that they got that thing that you and Marissa set Brooks, and they've been practicing on it. So,
which martial arts discipline are you?
Yeah, learning? What is it? What do they teach? Is it Taekwondo?
Yeah.
Taekwondo?
Taekwondo.
Jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu is fun. Jiu-jitsu is when you take them down.
Judo?
Take them down to the ground.
Whoa.
Submit.
Whoa.
All right, man. We're gonna go take her to birthday dinner. Where are we going for birthday dinner? IHOP. What are you gonna eat at IHOP?
IHOP.
Pancakes. Okay.
Pancakes. Hey, will you eat one extra pancake for me? Okay. So while you're eating it, just have to say this one is for Uncle Russell. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, brother. We'll see you next week. Good combo.